Welcome to this webinar on cost actions organized by EURAXESS North America, EURAXESS Latin America and the Caribbean, and the European Cooperation in Science and Technology program called COSTS. My name is Charlotte and I'm from EURAXESS LAC. I'll be your moderator today. And I have practical information for you. So you will receive a recorded version of this webinar in a follow-up email next week. The slides will also be made available, so don't worry, you will be able to access all the links we are sharing. After the presentations in plenary today, we will split into breakout rooms in 4 different languages where you will listen to testimonials from your countries and will be able to ask questions in writing in English, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. Without any further delay, I would like to give the floor to my colleague Jackson Howard from EURAXESS North America for his welcoming words. Jackson, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. Thank you, colleagues. I have here just a quick preview of the agenda to show visually what Charlotte mentioned. You will see this towards the end, right before we right before we move into the breakout rooms. And I'll be presenting in English I'll be presenting English here now in the plenary, and then you can go to the appropriate breakout room. So I'd like to briefly welcome you, give a very quick introduction to EURAXESS if you're not familiar. So we're excited for today's webinar with cost actions. I'm delighted to be joined by the officers from COST and again, my colleagues from EURAXESS North America and EURAXESS Latin America and the Caribbean, or LAC. We've held a successful webinar series in English on academic publishing that recently concluded. I can share a link to that in the chat, but that formula proved popular because we all share similar time zones in the Americas. And I think we learned through that we can leverage the work that one of us does for the benefit of all EURAXESS members on the Western Hemisphere. So please keep in touch with us at EURAXESS North America and EURAXESS LAC. We have a lot of webinars in your many different languages and several in English. So there's definitely a lot that we can offer you. In terms of a brief introduction for EURAXESS, we offer many free services to support your research career. EURAXESS is a European Commission initiative that promotes researcher mobility and career development. We share European funding opportunities, provide support to researchers in a variety of forms, including via information dissemination, trainings, webinars like this one, and more. So regardless of your nationality, your research field, or your career stage, if you are based anywhere in the Americas, our 2 EURAXESS hubs are designated to serve you. We encourage you to be in touch with us with any questions and comments so we can get to know you better and shape our activities and our content around the needs of our members. I will quickly clarify that we do not fund mobility directly, but we act as the official information broker connecting you to plenty of European opportunities like these cost actions that we're discussing today. EURAXESS was established 17 years ago. It is an initiative of the European Commission and a network of 42 European countries with 9 hubs around the world, including LAC and North America. As you know, we help researchers with their mobility and professional development, and we have 5 main tools to do this that are accessible from our website. So as part of my quick introduction here, I want to mirror those main sections in the heading of the EURAXESS website. The first one is the jobs and funding tool. So this is a live database of scholarships, grants, fellowships, etc. It's updated constantly. If you check yesterday versus today versus tomorrow, you'll see the number constantly fluctuate as new opportunities are added. And they're also centrally managed and vetted. So you know the information there is accurate and safe. There's also a hosting offers and partner search tool. So this is for institutions and individuals with which you can partner or apply for funding. Oftentimes there's European funding programs and funding schemes that require you to have a European host institute already in mind that agrees in principle to receive you. So this is where you can find those institutions. There's also a career development section. So this includes free training modules, self-evaluations, and other resources. And I think a lot of our webinar offerings are also considered under that because we help you in this long-term career development growth. There's the information and assistance section. This includes the EURAXESS service centers. There's over 600 of them throughout Europe, and they have country-specific expertise and national contact points, or NCPs, for specific funding schemes and specific thematic areas, etc. So you can reach out to any one representative out of those 600 based on a certain funding program of interest to you, your research area, and based within the European country that you're interested in. They speak that host country language, they speak English, and they are great communicators. So I'm confident that you will get all the assistance you need from them. Similarly, you have EURAXESS Worldwide. That's EURAXESS Latin North America and the other 7 hubs. This is the global arm of EURAXESS, where you can find us outside of Europe. As I've mentioned, we provide updated info on open calls, events, including virtual webinars, opportunities, training, and more. In a nutshell, we help you understand EU funding and what's in it for you. We serve as your point of contact to get connected with or stay connected to Europe, as well as look for those host institutions or partners. We aim to help you better understand the European Commission funding and learn in depth about the many grants, fellowships, and job postings funded by the EU. So to mirror those main sections on the website, there is something for you regardless of your affiliation. You can search for jobs, as I mentioned, funding, post your own offer if you have one, network and find partners. You can also request that we speak to your audience if you represent a university, an organization, a lab, and you want us to address your team or your colleagues about European funding and European research collaboration. We're available, just contact us, and this is all free. And then I have here some links to our flash notes, websites. The flash notes are our email sign-up pages and our social media channels. So give us a follow. I'll make a clickable PDF version of this available afterwards. You'll get a follow-up email on Monday that includes all of these links and the link to the recording once we've processed it over the weekend. So on behalf of EURAXESS North America and EURAXESS LAC, we thank you for your interest. We hope you enjoyed today's webinar. And I'm very pleased now to turn over to Ronald de Bruyne, the cost director, for his welcome remarks.
Thank you, Jackson, and good morning, bon dia, buenos dias, bonjour. I think we are addressing everyone in 4 languages in the Western time zone. We have, I think, a great opportunity to explain you the ins and outs of cost. And cost in itself is an opportunity. That's the key, and my colleagues will explain you all the ins and outs. But it will be a little bit too easy for me to get away with the welcoming. So I will, of course, not lose the opportunity to advertise cost a little bit more. We are, and you see a logo here in the upper corner, around since 1971. As a matter of fact, next week, Tuesday, we celebrate our 50th anniversary. COST is an intergovernmental framework that started at the time with 8 countries. And today we have 38 countries that are member, including European Union countries, but also other countries in Europe. We have Israel as a cooperating member, for example, Turkey. South Africa is also included in the membership of COST. But COST doesn't stop there. COST is truly open to the world. And that is why I'm very happy to be here with you today to reach out, to other parts of the globe. The crisis also offers an opportunity. The fact that we are reaching out across the Atlantic so easily is because we are getting used more and more to online meetings and online collaboration, also in bigger groups. So that's why we are here today to explain to you how also you can participate, although you're not formally speaking in a country that is part of the membership, but you can participate as a secondary proposer in the proposal stage. But the uniqueness of COST is that you do not even have to submit a proposal in order to benefit from the activities, because you can join a network, it's called a COST action, at any time. In the beginning, at least, it is more, of course, opportune to do so. And you, of course, can benefit from all the networking activities, whether it's meetings, short-term mobility, training schools, what have you. In addition to that, in addition to, let's say, all those networks that are running in which you can participate on various topics that may be of your interest, we offer so-called added value services. So that means we can offer all different kinds of trainings under the umbrella of the COST Academy. For example, if you would like to know more about science communication, there are specific trainings in all different disciplines, social media, storytelling, what have you. Leadership training there is also an opportunity to learn more on how to write policy briefs to make sure that your research has an impact in the policy making processes. And there are a lot more opportunities to get training on. Our COST actions typically run for a period of 4 years, but there is also an opportunity to get an add-on grant if your cost action is prone to explore further its innovation potential. So that's when we give an extra year of funding, and the objective is to come up with a business plan, hopefully to attract capital, but also let's say possibly to get a hookup possibility to other funding schemes in the Horizon Europe Research and Innovation program that we have in place here. Now, cost, as I mentioned, is comprised of networks around topics. In total, we have 45,000 researchers active in our network, so that's quite a lot, and that spans the entire globe. So you are very much invited to join us. I'm very happy to be here with my colleagues, my team, and to team up with our colleagues from EURAXESS. I think it's a great opportunity for you to get to know a little bit more. And last but not least, there are even 100% virtual mobility grants available. So all in all, I think this is my teaser, Jackson, and I would like to wish everybody, of course, a very informative, fruitful, and certainly also an enjoyable experience. And I wish you a lot of success in your endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Director, and also to all your team for this partnership to jointly organize this webinar today. Now it's, I think it's time to turn to the cost officers to explain more about the program. I would like to invite Katalin Alfoldi from Cost Association to give us an introduction to the cost program, but also invite Svetlana Voinova, also from the Cost Association, who will highlight the benefits of participating in the cost program. So Katalin and Svetlana, the floor is yours. We are very much looking forward to learn from you.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. Good afternoon to everyone. While I'm sharing my screen, I just have to say that I have a very difficult task because I have a director who already has done my job, which is a super good feeling. And basically, he already introduced cost to you in a nutshell in his welcome speech. So I will try to go through my introductory presentation without very much repeating his words. And thank you, Ronald, for being such a thoughtful director, and highlighting only the points that might have been missing. But maybe repetition is the way how we learn. So as it is a new topic, you will not mind to listen to something twice, and then you can already be expert on the topic as we are. Yeah, COST is an intergovernmental organization composed of 38 member countries. You can see on the map, I hope you can see on the map because I see ourselves on the map, the countries that are composing as members to the COST Association. These are also complemented, or close cooperation is foreseen with South Africa, that has a special status with COST, which is a partner member status. And we have the countries which are neighboring COST as COST near neighbor countries, with whom, of course, we find the collaboration very important. We believe that science and innovation, scientific and innovation breakthroughs can only happen through collaboration. And this is what COST provides a platform for. These are platforms where researchers and innovators can network. And this networking allows to learn from each other, to share data and infrastructure in cases where an infrastructure is not available in a country, in another one, another country that can offer it during the cooperation. They can jointly propose, develop common projects. COST is the leading networking tool, and it works with via its COST actions that are providing opportunities for trusted and long-term collaboration. The COST actions receive funding for the networking of researchers, so not for the research actually that is carried out, but the networking of researchers. So what are these famous COST actions that are mentioned before? These are bottom-up collaborations of collaboration of researchers. They are built up on the need of the research communities. They aim to advance the state of the art, and they are also adapted to the needs and the changing environment where researchers are working. They provide a set of networking tools for the use of researchers and focusing on international collaboration, interdisciplinarity, and they are addressing capacity building. How they are working in a bit of animated way to explain. If someone has a good idea that can put forward a proposal, that will be called the main proposer, but the proposer will be always accompanied by a group of secondary proposers. It will be the proposing network. And when a cost action is approved for funding via the selection evaluation procedure, then all cost countries can nominate researchers or can have researchers joining to this action. But, and this is I think what is most important here, that at any point during this procedure, there will be the possibility for researchers and innovators from any country of the globe to join this endeavor, already to be in the proposal stage or join the activities of the action during its running period. And I hope that you will discuss and have more questions about it in the breakout rooms and sessions. You can see that currently this is a map that shows that which countries cost has currently have cooperation and which are the countries that are collaborating, that are potentially can collaborate with cost actions. And when you can read the very small letters, you can also see that which are the countries which actually has living cooperation and running collaboration with cost actions. But any country, any researchers from any country are welcome to be a member of a cost action. A cost action can be very interdisciplinary. Many research topics, fields can be represented by the participants. This is an example from one cost action to show that the different scientific fields can be represented by a different number of people, and then they can get interconnected very easily. Cost actions are also available at any moment of the career of the researchers, from postgraduates to the full professorship. There is always a moment that could be a good moment to join cost action, and when it can be, of course, beneficial for the individual as well as the group to whom they are joining. Strong feature of cost that it's a pre-portal to to receive further funding from additional funding schemes. Here you can see the results that we currently have with cost actions further applying for the European Union's Framework Program on Research and Innovation. That is the previous one, the Horizon 2020, where their success rate was 37%, where the general success rate was about 14%. And when you say that, okay, but why to network? What is the value in it? I can show you these figures, which show some monetized value of networking, but we believe that there are much more value than just the many million euro that are coming out from the cost actions, because all the connections and collaboration that are built up is the value, is the global value. Thank you very much for your attention. And now the floor is to Svetlana to explain you the benefit of participating in cost actions.
Thank you, Katalin. Hello, everybody. My name is Svetlana Voinova. I'm a cost administrative officer, and I will talk about what can cost do for you, the researchers from international partner countries, or we also call these countries the third states. Let me start by asking you a question. So, would you like to establish new networks, or you would like to enlarge your existing networks? Would you like to travel to Europe to present your work? Or If you have been invited as a speaker in the past, would you like to establish long-term collaboration with European researchers? If the answer to one of these questions is yes, this event is for you. I wanted to start my presentation with a video on the COS website, and this video is entitled "What's in it for researchers?" Cost, what's in it for researchers? So, but I only have 10 minutes, so I will only summarize the benefits already presented in these videos. So the course presents multiple benefits for researchers and innovators, which include to be a recognized member of leading scientific networks, to work with researchers across Europe on emerging scientific topics, to network, to share knowledge, with researchers across Europe through meetings, trainings, and other networking tools, to gain international mobility, visibility, and career advancement opportunities. All this information is available on the website, but by experience, I know that you don't need more information. You need to know what it means. So what exactly does this mean? How do all these benefits work? So Katalin, thank you. I will start with COST meetings and training schools. If you participate in a COST meeting, or if you're invited to give a lecture at a COST training school, you will be able to attend all other presentations and lectures of the event. You can share your knowledge. You can establish new networks, gain visibility, and benefit from financial support. So on my next slide, talking about the financial support, I will start with the COST training schools, because each time you're invited to a training school as a trainer, your attendance of training school can be reimbursed by COST. So a travel and daily allowance will be refunded to you. Regarding the COST meetings, you can be invited to all the meetings. COST meetings, scientific meetings are open to the scientific community, but please pay attention, you can only be reimbursed once over the action lifetime. So once in 4 years of the action. Without going into details about reimbursement, I can only say that all reimbursements are done after the meetings. There are no prepayment. The COST action will not pay your flight ticket, buy your flight ticket, or prepay your hotel. There will be no payment for lecture fee, for honoraria, or for your time. About the training schools, it's new in the Horizon Europe. Training schools, of course, can be organized in international partner countries. So if you join in action and you decide to organize a training school, you will be the center of the event, which will bring new contacts, and you will it will give you visibility and also recognition. During the event, you can present your premises, you can present your laboratories, you can present your methods and your equipment. You can also involve your local colleagues and students to help you with the event. Thank you, Kata. And talking about another networking tools available to you as a host, I will talk about short-term scientific missions. These are bilateral exchanges between institutions, universities, and also SMEs. STSM applicants from COST countries and near neighboring countries can receive grant to travel and to work in their host institution. And you, as from institution from international partner country, you can host the STSM. I will tell you a story now about two researchers, one from Portugal and one from the United States. They started to work together on the same topic. In 2017, they found some colleagues in Europe to apply for a new cost action. And they were successful. In 2018, the action was approved. And already 1 year after, in 2019, the researcher from Portugal received a cost grant to go to the United States to perform a short-term scientific mission. The tangible deliverable of this STSM was a book proposal that was sent out to major publishers. And additionally, they produced a draft of what will become a chapter of this book. And now imagine that one of these researchers, scientists, is you. It is a true story. I haven't made it up. The STSM title was a polylogical approach to public argumentation, and it involved Dr. Marcin Lewinsky from Universidade Nova de Lisboa and Professor Mark Arcus, who became also the scientific advisor of the action. He's from the School of Communications and Information, the State University of New Jersey. Both scientists wanted to consolidate their joint work. They believed that direct face-to-face conversations and meetings will be the best way to contribute to the action research and to fulfill its goal. Further STSM were planned too. The action is still running, and eventually the book will be published. And COST provided the means to accomplish all this. There are other examples of short-term scientific missions having taken place in Singapore, Australia, the United States, and Brazil. But I will limit myself to this one example. And the example I just gave you, proof that COST scientific reports can be published. The STSM reports can be published. Katalin? Yes, thank you. So they can be either part of the action scientific reports also published, or they can become an article, a book, in short, a joint publication. So as a researcher from international partner country, you can co-author joint publication, and COST will provide the funding for this. Like for these other action dissemination expenses presented in this slide, like website, brochures, multimedia content, etc., etc. So joint publications funded by COST actions will give you visibility and possibly will give a real boost for your career. To finish, let me say that we don't learn from figures and the facts. We learn by doing. So keep in mind that just as books about golf cannot lower your scores, and those about cooking do not automatically produce excellent meals, my presentation about COST tools by itself will not help you. You have to take these tools presented here and put them to work. So join us, use us. COST can help you. It's an opportunity for your research, for your networking, and maybe for your career. So in short, you have to get out there and do it. I just presented you the COST instruments you can use. If you were to try them tomorrow, what parts are you not confident in? What fears do you have? You will be able to ask all these questions in the breakout rooms. So a lot of questions will be appropriate for your organization, but we're here as a group. So please ask your questions that other people can benefit from. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Svetlana. Thank you, Katalin, for your presentation, and thank you to all speakers that spoke so far for the expertise. Indeed, we already have questions in the chat, so please keep them for the breakout room, so you will be able to listen to more testimonials and then ask your question in your local languages. Let's show how those breakout rooms will work. Okay, so now, as you can see, time has come to see not why participating and what is cost that we have heard now, but let's see how to participate in those cost actions. So we will listen to officers from the Cost Association and also testimonials from researchers from the Americas in either English, French, Spanish, or Portuguese. To go to the room, let's show you how it works. You will show a pop-up in your screen in a minute to choose your preferred language.